So what's up, it's Cristobal here, and well, I just thought I'd do a new music review, since it just came out. What I'm reviewing is 3 Days Grace's new album, Human. The first thing I have to say about it is that I love it, actually. I do. I really love their sound. I love the way they went. I love Matt being the vocal. I mean, I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of his band, My Darkest Days. So whenever they said, back when Adam left, back when they said that Matt was going to be the voice of 3 Days Grace now, yeah, I was pretty excited. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm going to miss Adam, because Adam really did, was the voice of 3 Days Grace. Like, once you heard Adam's voice, you knew it was 3 Days Grace. Like, you knew his voice instantaneously. But, Adam went his separate ways for, his own personal reasons, and I respect that. And, he made great, 4 great albums with them. And, Matt, since I was a big fan of his anyway, I love his voice. I like his voice. I like Adam's voice just as much. Matt singing with the sound that 3 Days Grace has, and to me, it was, went great together. I mean, I loved it. I loved, the first single that they put out, which was Painkiller. I mean, it still sounded like 3 Days Grace to me, minus the fact that, yes, Adam was the voice. But to me, I'm one of those people that believes, like, look, it's not just about the voice, even though the voice of the band is usually the one that's more recognizable, because it's the actual voice rather than an instrument playing. More people know the vocal person rather than the guitarist most of the time. So yeah, I am gonna miss Adam in 3 Days Grace, but I'm also excited to hear Adam's solo stuff. So, I'm not in a way of like, oh, I hate 3 Days Grace now because Adam's gone. And I'm not also in a way of like, oh, forget Adam. I'm with the majority of the people who supporting the band for what it is, a band. Adam was not the whole band. Otherwise, if he was, it would have just been called Adam's Band or Adam Grantier with his, with his bandmates. It wasn't. It was called 3 Days Grace, a name for the whole band. So that that includes Barry, Neil, and Brad. So they are also 3 Days Grace. It's not just Adam. I'm tired of hearing about all the, when we want Adam back, we miss Adam. I mean, like, we get it. I miss Adam too, but guess what? He's not coming back. And I think Matt's doing a great job with it. Like I said, I really, really, really love this album. I think it's, made it to, it's not my favorite out of all 3 Days Grace's albums. To be honest, my favorite 3 Days Grace's album is 1X. And that's probably my first, and this would be my third, because the second one is probably the self-titled album that they have. And this is in third place. But, I mean, also what makes 3 Days Grace 3 Days Grace, to me, is also their sound. The fact that if you took away, in every song, beginning or the ones that are now released, if you took away the voice, whether it be Adam's voice or Matt's, and just listen to the instrumental track, you could probably tell that it was 3 Days Grace just by listening to their sound. So yeah, that's my rant on the fact that, look, they have a new singer. Nothing's gonna change about that. I think he's doing a great job, in my opinion. Y'all have y'all's opinion, and that's cool. I would love to hear your opinions. But my personal opinion is that I think Matt fits in with 3 Days Grace pretty well. I'm loving it. I think he's doing a good job, and I can't wait to hear future albums with him. So second of all, I want to talk about the tracks. It has 12 tracks on it. Of course, you have the singles, Painkiller was the first single, the second single was I Am Machine, and I love them both. I mean, out of those 2 singles, I Am Machine was probably my favorite out of the 2. And then they released Human Race, which was kind of the weaker out of both of all those three. So, you know, my ratings for the singles would be I Am Machine first, Painkiller, and then Human Race. But yeah, ever since I started listening to this album, I've listened the whole album. You know, no skipping songs. I mean, I went back to a few songs after I heard it because it was, I thought it was amazing. One in particular is a song called Fallen Angel. You know, a lot of people listen to songs that help them through their day, or that even probably pertains to their life. And a lot of these songs that are on this album actually do pertain to my life and what's happening right now, and that's great because it helps me get through it, and it helps me feel like I'm not alone. And music may do that to you as well, and that's cool. That's what I love about music in general and songs. But yeah, Fallen Angel is probably right now my favorite one. I mean, probably the one that's even tied to that is a song called The Real You. You have to listen to it. That would be my preferences for you to listen to if you decide to get this album, is listen to Fallen Angel, listen to The Real You. A good hard rocking song, I would say, that's on this album that's not a single, it would be So What. So What's a pretty hard rocking song. Same with Landmine. You know, Landmine's a great pissed off kind of song. If you're mad, or if you're kind of the person that doesn't really get mad right away, but it's something that is annoying you and is kind of making you want to burst your flame, that makes sense. Yeah, Landmine's a great song for you. To me, I feel like probably the weakest song on here, just to me, the weakest song would be The End Is Not the Answer. I don't know, maybe it's just I didn't really go back to that song as many times as I did a lot of the other ones. But I still like it. But to me, The End Is Not the Answer is not as strong as the other ones that I've heard. Tell me what you think is the weakest song on the album if you have it. And tell me which ones is your favorite. Or if there's a tie between which favorite. But definitely, if you're just a big fan of 3 Days Grace and you're a loyal fan of 3 Days Grace, no matter what happens to them, I definitely say pick up this album. Pick it up. You know, I think they really did a great job with it. And with Matt and everybody just did a great job. Good job, guys. I mean, I'm going to give this album maybe an 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. Anyways, thanks for listening to this review and watching this review. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Subscribe to me. I also do vlogs. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'll do skits. This is Cristobal, aka CrissRazorHeart. See you next time. See ya.